Hi, my name is Henry Pyatt. I'm the Small Business and Redevelopment Manager for Mayor Peduto in the Bureau of Neighborhood Empowerment. I'm here in Observatory Hill with Brad, an entrepreneur who's working to open a new business here on Perrysville Avenue. Thanks a lot for joining me, Brad.
My pleasure.
I have a couple questions I want to ask, if you don't mind, to talk about your journey as an entrepreneur and your business venture and how it plays into the overall revitalization of Observatory Hill's business district. Can you describe how you began on your path towards entrepreneurship, whether this is your first venture or if there are earlier ones?
I started in college, really. My first couple jobs were manual labor and washing dishes in restaurants and that sort of thing. And then some friends in our senior year of high school and first year of college decided that we should be painters, house painters. Mm-hmm. So we started a business, and although it wasn't my business specifically, it was my first venture into entrepreneurship, and I kind of nurtured that all through my first 10 or 15 years out of high school, in and out of college, and 15 years ago I started a company, a consulting firm, in the energy business.
Oh, wow.
And so we were very successful and had our ups and downs, of course, like most small business does. And I've had a lifelong dream of being a restaurant owner. And so after 15 years of working in other folks' restaurants and bars, I decided that it's time to do it myself and do it how I feel to be the right way. And hopefully that works, and it meshes with the Observatory Hill business district right behind us.
Absolutely. So I understand you're going to call your business Allegheny City Hot House. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means and why you chose that name?
Well, Allegheny City, the first part of that name is what this part of Pittsburgh used to be referred to, and it was Allegheny City, or the city of Allegheny. And about 1902, the city of Pittsburgh annexed Allegheny, and it became part of the city of Pittsburgh, so now it remains. And so we're kind of getting back to the early history of this neighborhood and the entire north side with that name, Allegheny City. And so hopefully that brings some historic texture to our place and to the neighborhood. And Hot House is just I like that name. I think it connotates fun and something that's hot and new and hopefully it brings folks to our neighborhood.
Cool. Well, I sure hope it works. So you mentioned that we're Observatory Hill and the neighborhood organization. Can you tell us a little bit about how you chose this location for your business?
Well, I live here. I've lived here for 21 years. I've raised my family here, 3 children. They go to to schools in this area, and I love the building. It has a lot of character. It has a lot of potential, and together with the Observatory Hill Development Corporation, we hope to make this a keystone for the entire business district, along with some of our neighbors, the Pipitone Group and Euler Chiropractic, and some of these folks who have been here for 10 or 15 years. We hope that it revitalizes the entire area and keeps people here.
Yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential to draw positive attention to this small business district that's, frankly, not had a whole lot going on in the past 10 or 15 years. And I applaud your effort in that respect. So thank you very much for not only figuring out a way to, pay your mortgage, but also doing it in a way that's helpful to the other folks around you as well.
Right.
So I know that you came to our Small Business Resource Fair Government Edition, where we set up an event that allowed folks like yourself to have access to the regulators who make rules that you need to comply with in the process of doing business here in the city. Can you tell me about how you heard about that event?
Yes, it was through the Pittsburgh Business Times, an article I read there, and it was about career and small business startups and how to comply with all the what can be very daunting government regulations, local municipality zoning ordinances, and in the case of my business, I've got to deal with just about every department in the city, between the health department and zoning and parking and complying with fire codes and all sorts of things that some business owners don't have to worry about. But I didn't really know where to start. It was never part of my business plan for former businesses that I've owned and still own. But owning a restaurant is quite a bit different. And so it's been a great resource for me, and it will continue to be. And the fair was a great place to have them all centralized and all kind of heading towards the same goal, and that was to help small businesses get around within the system.
What about the small business resource fairs was most useful to you?
Having everything in one central location where I could meet representatives from every department and ask a few questions, one-on-one, not having to deal with automated phone systems and, websites that may or not be easy to maneuver through.
Or up to date, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So talking to someone who's there every day and working within the system and really seeming to want to help was great, and I'll continue to contact those folks and get the things done that I need to do to open my business.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're trying really hard to have a good customer service ethic and acknowledge that you and folks like you all around the city are in fact our customers, and we wish to be of assistance to you and protect everyone's safety, which is the reason we have those rules.
Right.
Not be a big pain in the butt that makes that gives you headaches, So
I have enough of those.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Owning a small business is no small feat. So I also wanted to ask, what advice would you like to share with other folks who are thinking about starting a venture, whether it's something similar to you, a bar and restaurant, or something completely different, say maybe painting houses?
Well, I think the key to starting any enterprise or a business, or whether you're going to school or just renting an apartment, I mean, you have to do your research and find the resources that will enable you to do it without a bunch of headaches and without going down the wrong road so far that it takes a long time to get back on the right track. So having that, your office and the mayor's office cooperating with small business owners is a great place to start. There are certainly a lot of other resources in the city, like the University of Pittsburgh Small Business Program, and the North Side Leadership Conference is very helpful in all that.
The Community Loan Fund too, right?
Exactly. There's all kinds of funding available, whether it's private or through foundation grants, and work with your local Chamber of Commerce. In my case, in this case, it's the North Shore and North Side Chamber of Commerce. And there's some great resources there. Work with your neighbors, work with your community, get everyone involved. Make sure people know that you're opening a business. Make sure people know what your vision is, and that goes a long way.
So how did you learn to start and run your business?
I was in the restaurant business before that, in 3 different states and 4 or 5 different cities. And so I have a lot of great experience and a lot of great stories about how some of those folks were successful and others weren't. And I've worked every aspect of the restaurant and bar industry. So I have to kind of put it all together and also use some of the lessons I've learned in my other business ventures, and hopefully it all works. This is not an easy business. It's a risky business, but I think I've learned enough in my many years that I can do it well and I can make people happy and give them what they want.
Awesome. So you mentioned a few of these before, but can you talk about some of the places you look for resources or other kinds of help in starting your business?
The Northside Leadership Conference has been a great help, and the Northside Development Fund in particular. Those folks get you on the right track. They really want to help, and they don't want you to make the kind of mistakes that other small businesses have made in the past. So they point you in the right direction and make very great suggestions. Also, University of Pittsburgh Small Business and Entrepreneurship Program is a great resource for the kind of forms that you need to fill out for funding and for business plans, and great resource of mentors, regardless of what your business is, whether it's a restaurant or a florist or a gift shop or whatever that may be, some sort of service business. They can help you to do everything you need to do, and finding resources like the mayor's office and how to get to those folks as well.
Awesome, awesome. So this part's a little more fun and a little more open-minded. Can you describe your vision for what your business, what the Allegheny City Hot House is going to look like once it's open and functioning and hopping?
Well, it'll be quite a bit different than what you see behind us now. I think the facade will change considerably. It'll be more inviting. It will be kind of a more an upscale urban feel to it, without getting away from the old style, Allegheny City neighborhood.
Right.
Everything will fit in, but it will also reflect, I think, a younger mentality, and attract folks from not only from Observatory Hill on the north side, but folks from North Hills and from other parts of the city. And we're a great location, I think. We're the highest point in the city. Yeah. And we're so close to the main thoroughfares of 279 and McKnight Road, and we're very close to all the sports venues on the North Shore. Yeah. And we hope to make people feel welcome to come here before and after sporting events. This is going to be a lot of fun for me, because I've wanted to do this. It's been a dream that is now close to becoming a reality for me, and I hope that folks around here will find it a great place to come have a bite to eat, come have a beer, glass of wine, and have great service and a friendly atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that a lot of folks in this neighborhood are really clamoring for that opportunity, so it's awesome that you're going to bring it to them. You mentioned earlier too, there's this brown building here next to the yellow building that you'll be occupying, and you said that that's also part of the Observatory Hill Development Corporation's project to bring a little more life to the Perrysville Business District. Can you talk a little bit about that brown building and what's going on over there?
Yeah, right on. That is a smaller building, has 2 storefronts, and the Development Corp and I hope to help with that as well, and to bring in some other tenants with a similar mindset of enriching the neighborhood and making it much more vibrant than it has been, and to bring people here and keep people here. And one of the ideas, and it's very close to becoming reality there, is a combination bakery and coffee shop. Wow. Which this neighborhood also needs. Yeah. There's a lot of commuters that come this way and need a nice place to get a cup of coffee. There's a great bakery across the street called Shores Bakery. Mm-hmm. This will complement Shores, I think, and I think that will also complement my restaurant. And we hope to get another retailer in the other building, and also to revitalize some of the other buildings in this small business district.
What's the accomplishment you're most proud of as an entrepreneur so far in your career?
Other than creating jobs and helping the economy in that fashion, I've always enjoyed making people happy and make them feel comfortable. And my goal is to continue that in the restaurant business. I know what I like when I go into a place to get a bite to eat or an adult beverage, and I expect certain things, and so I look all over the city for that. I hope that other people do the same thing, and I think they do, and I think this can be a destination spot for people who appreciate good food, good service, and an owner and a management that does not patronize their customers, but makes them gives them what they want,
Yeah.
and keeps them wanting to come back for more.
Yeah, it is really cool, isn't it, that a lot of our neighborhoods all around the city are redeveloping. There's folks like you with other clever ideas and other very unique business offerings. We can almost be tourists in our own city. You know, we can almost head to other neighborhoods and other sections of the city that we never get around to and have a totally new and unique, maybe it's a dining experience, maybe it's an entertainment experience, maybe we find a really cool sweater or something, but you know, it's really awesome that we have that opportunity, and it's really awesome that you're helping make Observatory Hill another one of those city neighborhoods that's also a desirable place for folks from, oh, I don't know, Shadyside or Esplin to come check out and hang out.
Right. I like to frequent not only the limited retail shops here in this immediate area, but I love going to places like Lawrenceville and the South Side and Squirrel Hill and Shadyside, places that are successful in what we are attempting to do here in Observatory Hill. And so I do a lot of research. I eat a lot. I eat out a lot, and I spend a lot of money in restaurants and bars. And I hope that's the case with folks in other neighborhoods. I think I'm an
R&D expert.
Yeah, right. You probably are.
Yeah, awesome. So what was one of the most frustrating hurdles you ever had to deal with as a small business owner?
Financing can be a difficult process, and finding good people to share your ideas and to have common goals, and that is always been difficult, and it will continue to be. But if you go through the process and you make mistakes and learn from them, that cannot be as big an obstacle as it may be when you first start a small business.
So what else do you think the city can or should do to be supportive of entrepreneurs like yourself?
Continue to make the process easier with less hurdles, and work with the owners to solve problems that they may run into. If there are compliance issues, help the owner to be compliant, and to give solutions rather than just pointing out
problems or mistakes,
deficiencies. Yeah. And especially, like I said, in the restaurant business, you have a lot of those when you're working with the health and safety of your customers and the general public. So I think it really helps to have someone who is on your side rather than being
just
seeming to work against you.
Worried about all the details of the rules, right?
Sure.
It's with the advice of people like you and entrepreneurs like you from all over the city that we're going to be able to continue to improve our customer service ethic and begin to well, not begin, but continue to improve. So I appreciate your taking a little time out here and there to offer that criticism and feedback.
It's my pleasure. I think people will tell you that have worked with me in the past that I am always giving, or attempting to anyway, give constructive criticism. And I think that's important. I think communication is very important in business. And I think the communication between the city's offices and small businesses is also very important, coming from both directions. And asking for help before the situation gets to the point where it becomes a problem.
What else would you like other entrepreneurs around town to know about the Small Business Resource Fair series?
That it is something that I think is well organized in my experience, and the folks were very friendly, and it should not be something that small business should be afraid of, but it should be something that they bring to the table, or go to the table with ideas and with concerns and questions, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to make those small mistakes that you can learn from. And I think that the city's office, the mayor's office, should continue to improve on that program as well, and do it more often, make it more accessible.
Yeah, we're trying to get to a point where we've got one at least every 1 to 2 months out in different neighborhoods. And the government edition event that you attended, we're hoping to do at least 2, if not 3 times a year on an ongoing basis. And so thank you, and point taken.
That's great.
So if you were to start your journey all over again, your entrepreneurial journey all over again, what would you have done differently? Is there anything that sticks out?
I think, again, I would ask for help from respectable and experienced friends, neighbors, and other resources that are available to me and to everyone, rather than try to do it on your own. Any small business is difficult to start and to maintain and to make last a long time and be profitable. So ask for help and accept criticism and ideas. You don't have to accept everyone's opinion and everyone's ideas, but certainly you want to use every resource you have, and remember that it takes a village, and that's what we hope to accomplish here.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to have this conversation with me, Brad. I'm really excited for what will be the highest bar and restaurant in the city of Pittsburgh here on Observatory Hill, right near the WPXI television transmitter. It's your contribution to this business district, I'm sure, will be robust, and I know that folks that live all around here are really going to appreciate it. So again, I just want to thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts and experience with everybody, and wish you the best of luck here on Perrysville Avenue.
My pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
Henry.
Yeah.